So PeSach Seder, Am Yisrael, Miskenim, they made a mistake. They thought that Moshe died, and they built a golden calf. They built a golden calf. But how did they build this golden calf? Did you ever build a golden calf? Baruch Hashem. It takes a long time to build a golden calf, unless you have machines. If you don't have machines, you want to build a. You have anybody in the jewelry business here? No? Bunch of Jews, no jewelry? Wow. So first time ever in history. So anyway, a lot of Jews like jewelry business. You ask a jeweler, how long does it take you to make these earrings? How long does it take you to make this bracelet? How long does it take you to... It takes a while. That's why in reality, a lot of the jewelry stores, unless it's like a brand name like a Tiffany or one of these other types of places, a lot of them that buy from the public, buy jewelry from the public, people that want to resell their jewelry, just get cash and get something new, usually they don't melt it. Sometimes they melt the jewelry if it's really old or it's just out of fashion or something like that, but many times they take the jewelry, they renew it. They clean it, shine it, they put maybe some diamonds on it, and resell it as it is technically brand new. I mean, gold doesn't get old. Gold is gold. The same gold that was here 3,000 years ago, you put it today in a bracelet. It's the same thing. Nothing changed. So there's no such thing as new gold, old gold. It's the same thing. But many of them don't actually melt it automatically. Many of them resell it. Why they resell it? Because it actually takes a lot of time to make the piece of jewelry. Because you have to make a mold of whatever you want to make. You have to make a mold. You have to pour the gold into the mold. Making the mold takes money, takes time, takes effort. Then pour the gold. It's a process. Why would you do it if you already have something ready? You just have to renew it. So to make a golden calf, even more so, takes a long time. Even more so, it says that the golden calf, when it came out, it spoke. It spoke. So, in chapter 32, it says, "Va'omar lahem, למי זהב יתפרקו ויתנו לי, ואשליחהו באש ויצא העגל הזה." When Moshe Rabbeinu came down, and he saw everything, he tells Aaron, אתה ידעת את he says to Yaron, ויאמר משה אל אהרון, מה עשה לך העם הזה, כי הבאת עליו חטאה גדולה. What did the nation do to you, that you brought on them such a big sin? Meaning, what do you hate? You hate them so much that you actually made them a golden calf? Meaning, right now, Hashem wants to kill all of them. Why? Because of you. You made them a golden calf. You hate them so much, they angered you that much. So Aaron says, ויאמר אהרון אל יחר אף אדוני, אתה ידעת כי העם כי בראו. He says, you know that the people is disposed towards evil. Don't be angry at me. You know that the nation have a Yetzirah. And then he tells him what happened. What happened, Yetzirah? What happened? He says, ויאמר להם למי זהב יתפרקו ויתנו לי ואשליחהו באש ויצא העגל הזה. He says, I asked them, who has gold? Who has gold? They removed all the gold, gave it to me, I threw it in the fire, and the calf emerged. העגל הזה יצא העגל הזה. What does it mean the calf emerged? If you throw a bunch of gold into a fire, what happens? Nothing. Nothing happens. After hours and hours and hours and really, really high fire, it's going to melt maybe eventually. 3,000 degrees. You know how difficult it is to get 3,000 degree fire? You have to explode the World Trade Center for 3,000 degrees fire. Which is what they say that happened from the fuel, which is, by the way, not possible. But anyway, it's a conspiracy for a different day. Anyway, Rabotai, 3,000 degrees you need to melt gold. Meaning, to get a fire to your little barbecue is not enough to melt gold. You can maybe make a steak, burger. You can't melt gold with your barbecue. to make a fire, to make the fire so hot, to melt gold, there's a lot of fire. It's a hot fire. He says, I made a fire. I asked them for some gold. They gave me some gold. I threw the gold in the fire. The calf emerged. The bull emerged. How? This, Rabotai, rewinds. The story starts, the Midrash in Me'am Loez says the story rewinds many, many years before. When Moshe was a little boy, he had a opportunity of a lifetime to be Moshe Rabbeinu. But to be Moshe Rabbeinu is not so easy. You have to have a lot of tests from the time that you're a little boy. So, for example, when he was just born, Hashem sends him into the ocean, into the river, and hopefully somebody's going to save him. But yeah, saves him. Why? She wanted to save him. Not because she actually was able to save him on her own. She, the Gemara says, she saw that there's someone crying. She says, oh, I wish I can save him. That's it. And she put her arm out. The problem is, her arm was only 1 amma. And Moshe was 15 amot far. You don't have to know how much an amma is, which, by the way, is close to 2 feet. You don't need to know. 1 is much less than 15. But she says, I wish that I could save the boy. Whoever's crying, the baby that's crying. The fact that she wanted to save and she put her hand out, Hashem says, that's already enough for me to make a miracle. You tried, I'll do the rest. And he extended her arm miraculously and she saved the boy. She saved Moshe. So Moshe's life was on the line since day 1. His life continued to be on the line when he was in the house of Paro. Later on, his life would be put on the line with Paro when he got older. Paro tried to cut off his head after he found out that he killed the Egyptian. And when he discovered that Hashem Yitbarach is the one that's running the world, and he spoke to Hashem out of the sneh, the bush, the burning bush, Hashem gave him a lot of secrets. One of the secrets was his real name. So when he came back to Egypt to free Am Yisrael, he knew that he had a mission. Not only to free Am Yisrael, but to fulfill the promise that was made to Yosef HaTzadik. Yosef HaTzadik made the 12 Shvatim, the 12 tribes, the brothers, promised him that when they leave Egypt, sometime down the road, or their descendants, or whoever's going to leave Egypt eventually, promise me that you're going to take my bones and put it to Eretz Yisrael. Promise me. So they all promised, because he knew that the Egyptians are not going to let Yosef leave Egypt because they turned him into a god. So now Moshe came after the plagues, a year of plagues, Dam, Tzfardea, Kinim, and so on and so forth. All the plagues happened, a year of plagues. After the plagues, Paro is begging Moshe and Aaron to leave and take everybody with them, take whatever they want. Here's some money, here's some more money, just get out of my face. Go away. Go away. Okay, wait a minute, we're not going to go away. We have some stuff to do. What stuff you have to do? I have to go get Yosef. Where are you going to find Yosef now in the middle of the night? I have to go find him. What do you mean? Where are you going to find him? So you can't look. Egypt's big. So who's the only one that could possibly know? Serach bat Asher. Serach was the daughter of Asher, one of the 12 tribes, that was blessed by Yaakov Avinu to live forever. And the reason why is because when they found out that Yosef was still alive, they knew that if they tell the 12 tribes, they knew if they tell Yaakov, their father, the truth, you give him such amazing news at one time, he can have a heart attack and die. So he said, you know what? Let's get him into it. Get him into a happy mood. So they asked Serach, the daughter of Asher, to sing for him. And play a nice tune that puts him into a good mood. What's the lyrics? Yosef is Chai, and he's the viceroy. Yosef is alive, and he's the viceroy of Egypt. And she's singing in the background while Yaakov is learning Torah. And he doesn't know why he's in a good mood. It's like white noise. You know, white noise is like the noise that moms put for their kids to go to sleep. It's a lot of noise, but that creates like a deafening sound, meaning that all the other noise from cars and all the other things that are out there, talking and so on, is like masked by this white noise. So he is listening to this music. He doesn't know why he's in a good mood all of a sudden. So then when the brothers come to him and say, "Yeah, Abba, Yaakov is alive, he's the viceroy of Egypt." Now he realized why Serach was singing, and he blesses her. "You saved my life, may you live forever." And she mamash lived forever. So she was the only one. They all went to Egypt. They lived in Egypt for a couple of 100 years. The whole, all of Am Yisrael became slaves. Over 210 years they were in Egypt. Moshe comes 210 years later. To free Am Yisrael, he needs to find Yosef. Who's the only one that's going to know? Sarah Batashet, that's still alive, that was alive at the time they buried him. What does she say to him? She says, Moshe, because they worshipped Yosef, they didn't want his body to ever leave. So they buried his body inside the Nile River. They prayed to the Nile River, and they also prayed to Yosef. So you have to take the grave, the tomb, from outside of the grave, outside of the Nile. Now, it's not like today's technology. They have, all these special ships and tubes that go into the ocean looking for the Titanic. So what is he going to do? Moshe takes a mateh. A mateh is like a piece of metal, and he puts Hashem's name on it, Hashem's real name on it, and on the other side he engraves, Aleh Sho Aleh. Aleh Sho Aleh means rise, bull, rise. Why rise, bull, rise? Because each one of the tribes had a symbol. Yehuda had a symbol of a lion. He had a lion symbol. Yosef had a symbol of a bull. So he wrote it, he threw it into the water, and he said, Yosef, I'm here to fulfill the promise that your brothers made. I'm throwing the mateh. If you want, aleh. If you want, rise. You rise your own tomb. He's dead though for 200 years. You rise your own tomb, get out, and I'll take you to Eretz Yisrael. If not, you're going to stay here. He threw the mateh in, and Yosef's tomb came out of the water. Now, at the same time that Moshe threw this mateh, there was a little boy named Micha. Micha that was following Moshe. And the reason why is because this Micha was one of the babies that Moshe saved. He saw that the evil Egyptians were putting babies inside the blocks. If the father didn't make his quota of building the pyramids or building something, and making enough stones, they say, oh, you don't make enough stones, we'll put your kid there instead. So Moshe cried to Hashem, he's like, what did these babies do? Babies didn't have enough times to sin. Hashem says, don't worry, these are evil souls. What evil soul? It's a baby. He looks cute. Every baby is cute. You know that? Hitler, was also cute. Haman was also cute. Every baby is cute. Whether he becomes Hitler or Haman, all depends on the parents. If the parent gives him every single thing he ever wants, he becomes Hitler. If the parent knows when yes, when no, maybe he's going to become Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Depends. But it's very hard. Why? Because he's so cute. So you want to give him everything. He wants your car keys. You want to give him the car. Because he's so cute. He wants ice cream. You want to give him the ice cream truck. Because he's so cute. But it's a problem. You have to be a parent. Only one person in the entire place found this funny. Sleeping. I'm working very hard on the jokes, guys. You're not even getting it. So anyway, Moshe had a soft heart, and he says, let me save one baby. Hashem says, you want to save a baby. I'm telling you, it's a bad soul. It's a rasha. You want to save it? Save it. Save one. Save whatever you want. He saved it, and he called it Micha. Why Micha? Because if he didn't save it, they would have crushed him. Lim'oach oto. Comes from lim'oach, which means to crush him. He would have been crushed by the stones. So he saved this baby and named it Micha. Now this Micha followed him around for years. Followed Moshe around for years. So when Moshe took out the tomb of Yosef HaTzadik, this little Micha was hiding in the bushes. So as soon as he took the tomb, he walked away. He forgot about the mateh. He thought it's in the water. Micha jumped into the water and took the mateh. Fast forward a few months, we're at Mount Sinai. Mount Sinai, Moshe Rabbeinu is at Mount Sinai. He's late by 6 hours according to their calculation. Am Yisrael gets upset. He says, no, I think Moshe died. We need a new leader. We need a middleman. Make us a middleman. Make us another connection to Hashem. They didn't believe that the God was the golden calf. They believed that they need somebody to connect them to God, like Christianity. So Aaron thought, listen, Hu, her in English, said no. He said no. He said, go fly a kite. They said, okay, you go first. They threw him off the mountain. They killed him. So Aaron said, if I say no also, forget about me dying. It's okay if I die, but it's a problem for them if I die. Why? They're not going to have a Kohen Gadol. No one's going to be able to be purified without me. So let me buy some time. Let me ask for the number one thing that it's very hard for people to give. What is it? Their money. If I ask you for your wife, you're going to give me your wife and the kids too. Ask you for your husband, you're going to give me the husband and his friends. Ask you for your money, oh, too much. It's a lot. Money, I thought the shiur is free. The shiur is free. So money is tough for people, miskinim. To his surprise, the Yetzirah was very strong. He says, I asked them for their money, not just some of them, all of their money. They started taking off the earrings off their ears. They started throwing it at me. They filled up a mountain worth of gold. I said, okay, you know what? Even if I have all this gold, it's still going to take a while for it to melt. Not long. Even if you have 3,000 degree fire, it still takes a long time for it to melt. So I'll throw it in a fire. It's going to take a few days for it to burn. By then, Moshe is going to come down. He throws into the fire, and then Micha comes. The little boy with the mateh. He throws, he doesn't have gold, miskin. He's a little boy. He doesn't have gold. What does he have? He has a little piece of metal. It says, what? Aleh shor aleh, rise bull rise. He throws into the fire. What comes out of the fire? A shor. Aleh shor aleh, what came out of the fire? A shor. That's what came out of the fire. A bull came out of the fire because the mateh said, Aleh shor aleh. So that's why Aaron HaKohen says, and the egel, vayetze ha'egel hazeh, the calf emerged. What emerged? I didn't make the calf. I was trying to buy some time. I didn't know that this Micha has this mateh and he's going to make this bull rise by itself. Meaning the gold by itself came out. He didn't make anything. Miraculously, he put the mateh in and the gold came into a form of a bull. And the bull says, I am God that took you out of Egypt. The bull not only came out, but he started talking. Why? It had Hashem's name on it. Who doesn't want to take that mateh if he didn't have a chance right now? I want two of them.
Was it as simple as that? Or was this some error of Rav there from the Egyptians who had some knowledge of Kishufim?
No, the mateh by itself.
That did it in and of itself.
Okay. The mateh by itself, according to the Midrash Imam Loez, did it by itself. Next question.